It's great. But now that you have 12 divisions under you and all these businesses, how do you do it? How do you keep sufficiently involved and hands-on? And I know you got terrific people working for you, but still you're very involved.
Well, look, number one, I have the greatest job in the world. I love what I do. I get an opportunity to be involved with entertainment, which I love. I get to be involved with the news division, which I love. I'm a sports nut, so I get to talk to the commissioner of the NFL and tell him to get the referees back. I really do have a magnificent job, but you know, you hit it. I mean, I have gotten to work. My team is extraordinary, and I'm not just saying it because a few of them are here in front, but it really is. I mean, you're right. This is a big, big company. We have a lot of divisions. We have 20,000 people that work for us. We have radio, we have television stations, and we have Simon & Schuster. All areas that I'm fascinated by, but I couldn't do this, as much as I'm hands-on, without phenomenal division heads. You know, and I'm very collaborative. I like teamwork. I like the people I work with. As I said, I have 23 direct reports, and I genuinely like 21 of them. So I'm very blessed with that, and I'm very blessed with a natural curiosity about all our businesses. You know, I wish I had more time in the day to read all our authors and watch all our shows.
No, that'll change your style. You have no time to read these things. Just make the right decision.
You're right. I have no time.
And on top of that, you're in 2 offices. You're either in L.A. or in New York. So you're really splitting your time, and it's terrific. You get the best of both worlds, but it makes your job even tougher.
No, it absolutely is. I am bi-coastal. I also, fortunately, have a beautiful wife, an SC grad, may I add, and a 3-year-old son. You know, so that keeps me busy as well. You know, my life is very busy. It's very hectic. But as I said, I'm a pretty lucky guy. I love what I do. I get up every day, and you know, I get to work with fabulous people.
Anybody here who works for now's the time to ask for a raise. Anyway, we have a lot of students here, some alum. What advice would you, now you know, if you don't know, I want to tell you, these students are trained, whether they're writers, directors, cinematographers, editors, they're trained with the latest equipment, with the newest way to go. So they are ready when they leave to step into the real world. We're always looking for help, or they're looking for help. So what do you think your advice would be to these kind of people who have talent, but it's a tough world out there?
It is a tough world. It is a tough world, and you know, I don't have to tell you guys that. You live in this community, you know what this community is like. You know, my only bit of advice, and a few things, is A, get in the door any way you can. Work hard, have people notice you, even if it's getting coffee and delivering scripts. I can't tell you how many people that have started that way, and you know, just go on. And people, you know what? Other than actors, because I know a lot of actors who haven't risen to the top. Other than actors, I know no one who is talented who didn't work hard, who didn't eventually make it. It's tough, but you hang in there. Look, I was an actor until I was 28 years old, 29 years old. I started my career late, and I was a mediocre actor. I'll tell you that right now. But I love being in the business. I love being around the business, and sure enough, that led into producing and being an executive. And you know, you know, I noticed people around me. I think generally the community, most of the people in this community recognize that once upon a time they were where you guys were. They were sitting out there looking for an opportunity. And look, I came into the door, I got my first job in television, and I barely knew what I was doing in television. I sort of had to fake it, but I was a quick study, I worked hard, and fortunately I impressed some people along the way.
You sure did. You sure did. Let me ask for some student questions. I really would like you guys, some students, if you have any questions, to raise your hand. All right, why don't we start with this lady right there? Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Victoria Wilbur.
Hi,
I'm a master's
Victoria.
student, and I'm actually interning on Wolfgang Hammer's desk.
Oh, good.
I have a couple questions.
He's
First,
one of the heads of our motion picture
couple?
division.
there's
Go
two.
ahead.
Okay. So can you speak to the fact that, a couple of channels are talking about the DVR hopper on Dish Network, and you mentioned that it was cool. Can you talk about how that would impact or how there may be a trend? And then my second question was, do you think studios will eventually look into selling directly to consumers, meaning that theaters are starting to...
Regarding the first question, which is about the DVR and the hopper, and obviously we're dealing in a universe where the world is changing rapidly, and we're a week into the new season, and more of our programming is being watched by time shifting. DVR penetration is much higher. A lot more people are watching online. A lot more people are watching video on demand. So it's important for us to count all those people and get our commercials there. So you have the Dish Network located in Denver, Colorado, who said, we have this mechanism whereby you can hit a button and we'll zap out all your commercials for everything you put on. And we said, we can't make a living that way. It cost me $3.5 million to do an episode of CSI. Without advertisers, I can't give you that for free. So we basically said, if you want to skip our commercials, we're pulling our signal from what you're not going to be able to get it. We'll send all the people over to DirecTV or Time Warner, and that's where the battle lies. If they want to put on our shows without commercials, we're not going to do the shows. We can't afford to do the shows. So that's what the dispute is. They called me a bully. But, guess what? I couldn't do the kind of quality programming I think we're doing at CBS without doing that. The other model is Showtime, where we get paid a subscriber fee. That's different. That you can do without commercials. If you want to pay me $9.95 a month, I'll take that for CBS too, but it's a different world. You want the programming for free, you got to watch the commercials. On the studio system, obviously, what? Go ahead.
Where does this situation sit?
Right now, Right now, it's the lawyers are all fighting it out in court, and we're saying they can't do it. If perchance they win, when our contract is up with them, which is in about 2 years, we will pull our signal, as will all the other networks. So you can get Dish Network, but you're not going to be able to get CBS, NBC, ABC or Fox.
Now, the second part, before you go to your question, there's another guy out there called
Ariel.
Ariel.
Barry Diller's company. Right.
Now, explain it, because you know more about it than I do, but this company is just what is that?
Well, once again, it's a contraption that can get the 5 over-the-air broadcast networks, and basically they will charge $12.50 a month to get them without sharing that money with us. Once again, that's taking our content that we produce and spend a lot of money for and putting it through their device and charging it. We're saying you cannot do that, And once again, that's in the courts, and we think we're going to win both of these things, And if we don't, it's going to be a very different world. Yeah, it's going to be a very different world. But we're pretty confident we're going to win those things.